So students, let's see the second volume of the same chapter, The Adventures of Toto. And after that you see in the second volume that what will happen. And after that already I told you that when the Toto it was brought in the house, the secrecy of the Toto it was kept in the house so that no one can come to know, even the grandmother also cannot come to know. And after that we used to see that Toto, now it was transferred to a big cage in the servants' quarter also, where a number of grandfathers' pets they used to live over there, and they used to live very sociably over there. And there were, you see, a tortoise was there, a pair of rabbits, a tame squirrel, and for a while my pet goat was also there. And you see that monkey, he used to live in that particular quarter. But monkey is so mischievous that he didn't allow any animal to sleep for the whole night. So grandfather on the next day, he had to leave Dehradun. So what he decided that when I am going to Dehradun to collect my pension, in Saharanpur, he decided to take Toto with him. But there was a big problem that how he'll carry the Toto. And after that, he decided that I'll take a Toto and I'll make a big canvas kit bag. And in that canvas kit bag, he put the Toto inside. And after that, he zipped the bag also. And when he reached to the platform, there he observed that the same bag in which Toto was there, the bag, sometimes it roll on the platform and sometimes it used to goes up and down, and all the passengers who were passing nearby the bag, they were very much astonished that after all, what is inside in the bag? Because the same bag, it is going to be rolled up on the platform, and the same bag sometime it goes up in the air also, because the Toto was doing so many activities inside the bag also. So you see that that particular bag, it was not placed in one place only. And after that, what happened when the ticket collector came, he observed something wrong over there. Then he observed that one animal is peeping out from that zip. And he came to know that the animal can be a dog. And after that, you see that the ticket collector, he asked the grandfather that, sir, you have a dog with you and you have to pay for it accordingly. And after that, grandfather, you see that he became annoyed and he said that basically he's not a dog, okay, and it is a monkey. And he said that you are just taking a wrong name and it is not a dog, it is a monkey. And after that, you see that Toto was classified a dog by the ticket collector, and 3 rupees sum it was handed in the hand of ticket collector as the fare. And after that, you see, then grandfather, just to get his own bag, took his pocket out a particular another animal also, and that was tortoise. And he said that, what must I pay for it? And again, ticket collector, he reached nearby the grandfather, and ticket collector looked closely to the tortoise and he prodded it. Prodded means pushed it with his forefinger, gave grandfather a pleased and triumphant look and said, no charge, it is not a dog. I'm not going to charge any penny for this animal because this animal is not a dog. And after that, what happens, when Toto was finally accepted by grandmother and he was given a comfortable home in the stable, and where he had for a companion the family donkey Nana was there. And you see the donkey's name, it was given by the grandmother Nana, and the family members they used to call donkey Nana. On Toto's first night in the stable, grandfather paid him a visit to see whether all the animals they are quite good or not. And after that, you see already the monkey, he's so much mischievous that he doesn't allow any animal to sleep at that night. And after that, grandfather gave. When the grandfather, he reached over there, grandfather gave Nana a slap across her haunches. Haunches means at the backside. He just put his hand and she jerked back, dragging to Toto with her, and he had fastened onto her long ears with his sharp little teeth. So Toto and Nana, we used to see, they never become friends in their life. So a great treat for Toto during cold winter evening was a great bowl of warm water was given by grandmother for his bath. And you see that he would cunningly test the temperature. Here the Toto, he was so cunning that when the water bowl it was given by the grandmother, first of all he used to check the temperature of that water and he used to put his finger, and after that gradually he goes inside in that, and after that he enters in that water. Okay, so once comfortable he would take the soap in his hand on feet and rub his body, and like this way we used to see that when the water become cold he get out and run as quickly in the kitchen just to dry himself. This type of cunningness we used to see in the Toto, it was there. And if anyone laughed at him during his performance, Toto, he felt very bad and he would refuse to go again to his bath also. And one day Toto nearly succeeded in boiling himself alive also, and he was saved. You see that a large kitchen kettle had been left on the fire to boil for tea, and Toto find himself for nothing better to do, decided to remove the lid. And ultimately what happened? Finding the water just warm enough for a bath, he got in, and his hand it goes also out of the open kettle, and this was just fine a while. And until the water began to boil, Toto then raised himself a little, but finding it cold outside, he again sat down. So this type of mischievousness we used to see that it becomes a habit of Toto, and he continued hopping up and down, and ultimately grandmother arrived and hauled him half-boiled out of the kettle. And we see that when grandmother saw everything, then what happened? Grandmother reached over there, and if there is a part of the brain specially devoted to mischief, that part was largely developed at Toto. And he was always tearing things to pieces. Whatever the things Toto he used to get, he used to tear it. And whenever one of my aunt came near him, here the narrator is saying that one day when one of my aunt came near to him, he made every effort to get hold of a dress and tear a hole in it. And one day what had happened? At the lunchtime, a large dish of pulao, it was stood at the center of the dining table. We entered the room to find Toto stuffing himself with rice. And when grandmother also reached over there, grandmother screamed, grandmother shouted, and Toto threw a plate to her. And you see that one of my aunt arrived. Toto picked up the dish of pulao and made his exit through the window. And through the window, what Toto he did? He ran outside. And you see that Toto picked up a dish of pulao and made his exit through a window. He found him in his branches of jackfruit trees. The dish is still in his hand also. And he remained there all afternoon, eating slowly through the rice, determined on finishing every grain. And then in order to spite grandmother, who had screamed at him, he threw the dish down from the tree after eating all the pulao we used to see, and chattered again. He started making a sound and delighted when it broke into 100 pieces. So obviously Toto was not sought to pat we could keep long. And after that, grandfather, he decided that now it will be a great difficulty. We cannot keep Toto in our zoo and in our family also. And after that, he decided that again I should go and leave the Toto at the same place from where I brought it. So grandfather found the Tonga driver and sold Toto back to him for only 3 rupees. So my dear students, this was the story, The Adventures of Toto. I think that you would have understood the story. So again and again you read it and make the concept clear. Thank you.